Hello and welcome to another edition of Low Carb Mag's look at the best podcasts in the world of low carb and elsewhere. Today I'm joined by Stephanie Dodier, who is based in Quebec, but she does a lot of work right the way around the known world as far as I know. Stephanie, it's great to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Super job. It's nice to have you. So how's everything going for you today?
Fantastic. It's a beautiful day where I am. As you said, I'm in Quebec, so it's minus 30 degrees Celsius today, so it's beautifully cold.
Only a Canadian can say it's beautifully cold.
Yeah. We know how to survive it.
This is true. So can you give us a little bit of a very quick resume about how you got to do what you do and indeed what you do?
Absolutely. So I'm a woman of 41 years old, and at the age of 35, I had a life-changing experience into which I had a series of panic attacks that led me to the hospital and prevented me from actually doing my work, which at the time I was in the corporate world. I was a vice president in a retail corporation. And when I got to the hospital, I was seriously overweight. I was about 100 pounds heavier than I am today. And I smoked a pack a day, didn't exercise, ate junk food. So everybody thought that I had a heart attack. So this whole day in my life started to shift things around for me. And I left the hospital being told that I wasn't having a heart attack, but I had a series of panic attacks. And for those who know what panic attack is, they're very debilitating because you stop living, you stop breathing, your heart is racing. And that was a trigger for me to enter a life change. And that's how I came across the world of paleo low carb nutrition, in which nutrition actually healed me from anxiety, from panic attack. I lost 100 pounds. I became active. I stopped smoking, and all of that without any medication, strictly using food.
Excellent.
It's very powerful. And it impacted me in such a way that I decided to leave my work and go back to school. And I became a nutritionist. So I did my degree in nutrition. I have a background in health science, but I wasn't specializing in nutrition, which I completed, and here I am today, and I practice clinical nutrition online with females all around the world, helping them using food as a means of balancing their body and healing themselves. Super. Is it mainly ladies you work with? Yes, it's mainly women.
Okay. Why is that, just out of interest?
I found that my relationship and the way that I work, it's emotionally based. In great part, what I found through my own journey is food got me to a place where my physical condition were better. So I no longer had cholesterol. I was no longer pre-diabetic, but my anxiety was still present in me. And what I discovered through research for my own self is that there's a relationship between your emotion and your physical body. And in discovering that, I started to apply the principle with my patient, and I found a better mean of communicating with women, from woman to woman, as opposed to from female to men. So that's why the universe directed me to female as opposed to male.
Yeah, well, I mean, we obviously all relate to, people better than some better than others. So it makes sense to work with those you like working with, doesn't it, really?
Exactly.
If only all medical people did that, we'd have a much better system.
Voila. Not everybody is good for everyone, right? As a practitioner, with time and experience, you start to realize who you can best serve, and you cannot serve the entire world. No. So you have to be the best of who you can be as a practitioner with your peeps, as I call them, my people.
Excellent. Now, obviously, through that journey, you built up quite a good relationship with the people you work with. And I know you do like to concentrate on the one-to-one side. Yes. But at the same time, you've also got a blog, which is why we're chatting with you today.
Absolutely.
So who is your blog aimed at?
It's aimed at female in the age of 40 plus. So a woman who has tried, just like me, many things in her life in an attempt to maybe stabilize her weight or heal certain condition, and it's not getting successful. She is not achieving the goal that she wants to achieve. And now this whole side of natural healing and mind-body connection is coming up, and I'm there to introduce them to that part of the world and that way of healing and connecting the mind and the body.
Super job, super job. So I guess as a first step, your blog is going to be the best place for people to find out about you.
Absolutely.
What type of things are they going to find on there? What type of articles and so on?
Absolutely. So my website is my place of business. I call it my online clinic. I used to have a physical clinic where I saw patients face to face, and I transitioned late last year into this online space. So on there, you will find resource, you will find blog article, you will find video, because I do a lot of visual training as well. You will find guides, so free resources, so guide to emotional eating, guide to nutrition. You will find different guides in there as well. And then you will find different program and coaching programs that I have available for people to work with me. And they range from $9 to $1,200. I mean, there's something for everyone as far as getting more specific and changing their relationship to food and healing themselves.
Now, I know you work a lot with people who've got food cravings.
Yes.
Would I be right in thinking there's a fair bit of information on food cravings and how to get rid of them?
Yeah, emotional eating, because that was my thing, and it's still something that I have to work with every day. I get stressed, I want to eat. I get mad, I want to eat. I'm happy, I want to celebrate with food. So, and you know what? It's partly my French and European culture background. Everything is related to food in my life. So I've realized that I can eat paleo, low carb, and have the most nutritious food. But if I eat when I'm not hungry, I will put on weight, because my body is not craving nutrition. I'm feeding my emotion. So this whole relationship between your emotion and your food eating and your food choices and the food quantity you put in your mouth is big. That's why I specialize in emotional eating and helping women understand the concept of emotional eating, but also start addressing the emotions from another perspective than food. So that's really good. That's the root of my practice online with people.
So in essence, those are the type of people that you're going to be able to help the most, yeah?
Absolutely.
Those who've got sort of food cravings, emotional eating.
Emotional eating, desire to lose weight, yo-yo dieting. You've lost weight, you've gained weight, you've lost weight, you've gained weight, you've lost. That was my story. I had my first diet when I was 14 years old. My parent drove me to Weight Watcher because I was already emotional eating when I was young. And I've been yo-yo dieting since then. And until I found this last 6 years of my life where I found this new way of eating and this new relationship in my life. And that's what I want to bring forward to people, is that there is a solution. You just need to look at it from a different angle.
That's good. So might sound a strange question, but why did you start blogging?
As a way of expressing my thoughts, because and we were discussing in the beginning, I was a lot involved. I first got introduced to nutrition through the world of paleo. And in the paleo community back 6 years ago, it was very dogmatic. If you do this, you got to do it this way. It was very rigid. And I couldn't find myself into that world, and I couldn't find resources that helped me. And I had to dig and search. And that's how I started to express myself through blogging and video blogging, because I couldn't find what I needed, and I knew other women couldn't find it neither. That's how the blogs came to life through at that time I had a physical practice, so it was more of a hobby. And now it became my full-time job.
Excellent. Now, I know you said to me earlier you're moving into doing podcasts as well.
Absolutely. I just started a podcast in December. It's called the Beyond the Food Show. And it is a podcast aimed at introducing other means of healing. Once you've got your nutrition down path, once you've eating clean, whatever you choose to do, low carb, paleo, once you've got that down pat, what else should you be doing? So I've got guests and speakers and a different doctor that practice the mind-body healing, and they present their viewpoint, and that's kind of spikes the mind of people of there is more that can be done for me in my situation today.
And I'm guessing you're finding that is taking your relationship with people on the internet to a higher level as well.
Absolutely, because what I did about 7 months ago is I did a lot of video blogging, and I found that although they were very effective, it wasn't practical for the audience to listen to video because of data plan and so forth. Audio blogging or podcasting is something that can reach more people in places where it's very convenient to them. So you've got a broader audience with much more attention and much easier to produce from a production standpoint. So I can get a lot more content out there. I just did a series over the last 3 weeks called Undieting, and how we need to stop dieting and actually undiet 2017. And it was very easy for me to put a ton of free tools and content to people out there. So I love the podcast.
Okay, we've been talking a lot about it. We better tell people where they can find out where you're logging.
Thank you. iTunes is my place. So if you go to iTunes and you type in the Beyond the Food Show, that's where you can find it. I also have it hosted on my website, www.stephaniedodier.com.
Okay, can you spell Stephanie Dodier?
Stephaniedodier.com. Excellent.
And I guess you're also on social media as well.
I'm a social media gal. I love it. Instagram. Steph Dodier. So Instagram is my place where you see the inside of my life. So I just snap picture as I go of how I live my life. Facebook is where I will share my blogs and my video and tutorials, so forth. And Twitter is just my state of mind. So I'm present on the 3 main channels. I also have a YouTube channel where I host all my video blogging as well, all under my name, Stephanie Dodier.
Excellent. Well, we'll put all those links underneath the video for people so they can get hold of you straight away.
Perfect.
It's been lovely chatting with you. It seems far too short, so I think we'll have to have another chat another day, maybe on a specific subject that you think is going to be of interest to people.
I think we definitely need to talk about emotional eating. It's something that I'm passionate and can talk about it for hours, and I know it can help a lot of people out there. So I'd love to share that with you and your audience. Super job.
Well, Stephanie, thank you again. Can you give us your URL once more?
Absolutely. www.stephaniedodier.com.
Smashing. Well, thank you, Stephanie, and we shall be back to have a chat probably in a few months' time. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
You too.